Okay, we started to write our scraper, but we have created a list with all the different phones on the first page.
Amazing.
And we have filtered out because when you go to the Amazon website, you see that there are sponsored phones in between, and those give some different hrefs. So we have deleted all of them.
Yeah.
And then we have made the complete URLs.
Yes, I see that.
Yeah, and we have all the page URLs.
Yeah.
For all the 400 pages. But now we are a little bit struggling with the fact how can we manage from page to page and from phone to phone.
Okay, you gotta modularize your code bus, and I'll show you right away. All right. So
yeah, okay, that's right.
This is a very good prototype, and it's been running so far, right? So what is it that we need? We give me the big steps. So first we need
the first step that was just to
get the page URLs of all. Right. So let's do that. Right. So first, this is I'll write a function. I'll call it connect. Okay. And what I'm doing here is I'm wrapping this, and I'm automatically accepting cookies. Okay. What you need to do is be aware of these indents. Plus, your code is good. That's what I'm saying. But we need to move it to production, and this is how you do it, right? So, and we'll import time sleep function. Maybe also do import time to just make sure this works. All right. So let me see whether it works. Connect. Boom. New session starts up, goes to the side, and does it accept cookies? Yes, it does. Perfect. So we've just modularized first function. When you want to run a new browser session, the only thing that you want to do is do that function. So I'm just doing this again. Let me see whether I can still open and control it. Driver.get. Let's do Tilburg University because I want to know whether I can actually work with this browser window when this is done. So like this, yes, it works. If I had not defined the driver as a global variable in this function, this wouldn't have worked, I think, because then the variable driver just sits inside this function and never gets out. By calling this a global function, it's a global variable name, I make this callable also after I call this function. This is important. Good. Then next, what we want is a function to build these. What does this function do actually?
Yeah, this was just a function for us to have a overview of how the inspect page would look like.
Yeah, okay.
So, because we were looking for which class and which kind of things we need to find.
Okay, Bas.
And this was easy to read.
Yeah, I hope, but we don't need it, right? So I can take it out.
No, yeah, you can take it out.
So when you version your code, this becomes a way better thing to do, to taking out code, because right now you think you're deleting stuff and you'll never be able to get back. But if this had been versioned, you can always use GitHub to look at this code. Why I want to delete it? It's not central to what we want to do right now. So you need to do this housekeeping to keep an overview. So now we'll kick this one out and we'll define a function to build page URLs. Okay, so we'll use indentation again, and I'm wrapping this code in here, and also use the tabs. What you want in a function is that a function needs to have an output, input, transformation, output, right? If we just print it to the screen, there's nothing we can do with it. So instead of printing it to the screen, I'm actually returning these page URLs so I can save them. So for example, when I now call this function, I call them my URLs, and I'm calling page URLs. There's no argument here, nothing in here. The only thing that happens is it goes to this page and parses all these links and returns them, and then we can store them in this variable. See what happens. Boom. Oh, this is Tilburg University. Obviously, that doesn't happen. Something that I see is maybe we want the browser to go to the smartphone page, right? In this function.
Yeah, but when we want to create the URLs on which that if you click on those URLs, you go to the page of the phone.
Just a second. What is my URLs now? I'm a little confused that it apparently worked. Why do I get URLs with phones while I'm at Tilburg University? That is weird. Counter. Oh, the soup. Oh, that's a problem. You're using soup, but we've just deleted the soup snippet.
Yeah, we need to change it to driver.
Yeah. How do you get it? Soup was, what is the code snippet? Guys, help me. Was it beautiful soup and then page source or something? How does it work?
It was so beautiful soup, and I place it in the chat.
Yeah, we try to run this again. See, yeah. Oh yeah, source code encode. There we go. The thing is, yes. So this works. Something that I don't like is, why do you use hard-coded range?
Because if we don't use the range, it doesn't work. That's the same for the delete function below. If I don't put in a range of 33 there, it only deletes the 4 or 5 mistakes and all of them.
Yeah, I would try to find some, like, what is 33? 33 what on the page?
33 phones.
Yeah, but what if they change it to like 50 phones?
Then I don't know how to change it. But
Exactly.
maybe if you can get it away, maybe it works. I'm curious.
No, this is something I want you to work on. Okay, we're working on the modularization now. So fix, make code work no matter how many phones are there. Also, don't try to capture perfect data. You can capture also the advertisings in here, and then later clean them out.
Yeah, because we have the JavaScript void that will shown when it's a sponsor phone.
Yeah, see, yeah, but you're cleaning too much. Like, this is something you can do in the post-processing. Just get everything that you can possibly and tag it as being an advertisement. That's richer data. People will be able to use it to study advertisements on Amazon. Amazing.
Yeah, but we don't scrape a thing of it. It's only we got those message.
Okay. You do what you want with my comment, but this is just like how.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Thank you.
Okay, good. That's perfect. So right now we've wrapped this function and we got the URL. So this is all good. And now the last question is, oh, you want this, right? Complete URLs. I'll show you a little bit. Actually, we can wrap this in here too. Complete URLs. See, I think what you want to do. Yeah, you got to clean this up a little bit. I'm not sure. Yeah, these range things, they're weird. So please fix those. So let's do this. But then I want you my URLs, and we're going to look at those. Yeah, there we go. Good. And now, Bas, actually, you know what you want to do, what you need to do. We got a variable called my URLs, and you want to loop through them, right? So where's your extraction code for each one of those pages? Do you have it? Here. Nay, where's your extraction code to? Oh, this is it, right?
Yeah, this part is written by Isabel, so maybe she can jump in.
It's fine, it's fine. I understand your code. Okay, so let me go up. So the other thing that we need, so we got this, my URL. So the next step is to loop through those URLs. So you can do for URL and my URLs. By the way, Bas, you use range all the time, but you can just like loop through all the contents of a variable and do some stuff. Maybe this is the fix that you need. For example, for all URLs in my URLs, just print them. So you don't need ranges to loop through something. Okay. Yeah. So the only thing that we need is to prototype now how to do this. So let me see. Driver is open, so don't like redo this. We just do prototype function URL is the first of my URLs. So driver.get URL. We don't need to click accept or anything because we've done this already. Beautiful Soup is also already there. Collaborate on code, not just like not collaborate on code and just like copy paste your final code, right? You should have one script. So here we're doing this and now it's extracting it. Okay, we're building in a little timer, time.sleep for the page to load. Let's take it 2 seconds. So let me do this and see whether it works. Amazing job. Good. The only thing you need to do is wrap it in a function, def get data, and we'll make it a function of a particular URL. Like get product data. We can remove the prototyping condition up here. Now it's getting this URL and it's printing. And instead of that, I think what I want you to do is, maybe define a JSON dictionary to return this data. And then later using stars, yeah, let's call it valence. This is volume. So, and instead of this, we're going to return this JSON dictionary. Boom. Let's prototype it, get product data for the second product page, my URLs 1. So page should change now. Going here, waiting 2 seconds, and returning, the JSON dictionary with the data. And you got to do some cleaning here because it's not clean yet. But oh, I need text, right? Did you use the text attribute? Did I delete this from your code?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. The beauty is it's a function. It's just run, and it worked like a charm. So how to extend this now? Boom, there we go. We just need to assemble a full thing. And I would just say, let's just store this in a file with new line separated JSON objects. So out bus.json writing, and we're going to use the UTF-8 encoding for most flexible storage. So it's looping through this thing. Oh, I'll need to show you something before. To save this, we can use the JSON, I think, dumps function. We just prototype this, my JSON. And let me try whether this works. So this should, see, this is converting it to a string, like just one line of stuff. And we can inject that in a file, and then we can always open it later. Right? This, my JSON, looks like this, but multiple lines. And if we store it in a text file, it doesn't really work. But when we use the JSON dumps function, we can actually write it to a file. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to store, and that is my way of doing things. And it's a little different maybe from how the tutorials were structured. I always dump anything that I get to a file as soon as I get it. You're still with me, Bus, right?
Yes, I'm still with you.
Good.
I'm just trying to understand everything you're doing.
Okay, ask questions. So
my main question is, can I find this document at the end of the lesson? And I can look at it once again.
The Dropbox folder, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. What did I do? I open a file. The other thing is I use it for appending. Appending means I never delete the file, but I just keep on appending stuff to it. If you want to delete your data, the only thing you need to do is run this. You rewrite this file, and you close it immediately. Then the file is like reset. But in scraping, you typically append stuff all the time because you don't want to delete stuff that you got. So what I'm doing now is I have to I'm opening an output document. I loop through all of Bus's URLs. I'm printing the URL. By the way, you can use Wouter's awesome progress bar to, kind of.
Yeah, I will look at it. That's nice.
You're capturing all the data, and then you're dumping that data to an output file with one JSON object per line. And after that, you insert a new line character so that the JSON object gets, that there's a new JSON object on each line. Let's run this. Boom. And the beauty thing is really this works like a charm. And do we have some output data? Yes, we actually don't. And I'll show you why. This is now a little long. See, I'm waiting for this to complete. You only get output data. The output data is only actually stored in your file when you close the file. So that's bad because we're just closing it after the scraper is done. Suppose it crashes, we never close the file, we never get our data. So instead of doing this, I'm opening and closing the file in the loop every time that I get new data. Okay. The final note that I want you to take note of is to, if you're running this over extended periods of time, you want to not write this always to the same file because the file is going to grow too big. So what you can do is generate, Python, let me see, Python, current timestamp date in string for file name. Okay, this is a weird thing, but maybe it works. Yes, how to create a file name with current string. So that's it. Boom. So we can create a file name that changes. Oh, by the way, there's something you need to debug, so I'm not sure what this is, but fine. You don't write it to outBus, but you can have like a flexible file name, which consists maybe, of daily datetime. So import datetime. Okay, let me see, what packages do I need? There we are. Boom. This is old stuff, so we're gonna use brackets. So for example, you could say you want one file per each hour of the day. So doing this generates you a file name that changes, right? If I run this in like an hour, the file name will have changed. So you can put it in here, def file name return time string, and maybe we can use suffix and prefix data and suffix .csv, and we're gonna concatenate those. So when running the get file name function, take it out here, you just have like a little snippet that generates, oops, invalid syntax, like this. By the way, no expectations here on writing this all by yourself. This is not the ambition, but I just want to show you how I do things. So if I do get file name now, I get like a really nice time string.
Yeah, you have time string, and then the that.
Time of. There we go. Boom. Right. So you get yourself a little like generator for awesome file names. Yeah. And the only thing you need to do is put it in here, get file name. So it will always write it to a file name, and then files won't grow too big, and you can like have a little script later on, check on whether, you know, the most recent file is actually available on your disk, so forth and so on. I think I've helped you a great deal. All right.
Yes, I've also figured out what the issue is with the cell that doesn't run completely.
Yeah. All right. So that's that. Move it into production, save your stuff. I think this contains very, very valuable tips to many people.